Hey everyone, welcome back to another AJ story. So for today's story, we are talking about my 17 and pregnant episode 3. Like, I have a lot of people asking, like, when are you gonna put the next episode? I'm waiting to see what happened, you know, after you found out you were pregnant and then the plan B didn't work. Like, what's next? Like, I've been waiting. Well, before I get into that topic, I just want to give a shout out to That At Least Luxury for these eyelashes that I have on and this lip gloss that I am wearing. It's so nice. I love it. And if you guys like it or want to look at her merchandise, go to thatatleastluxury.com, which I'll leave the link down below. And of course, I have a code, the AJ Story, that you guys can get 15% off. AJ Story for 15% off your whole purchase. You know, a discount is always nice, even if it's just 5, 10, 15%. Something is something, you know. Well, let me talk about after everything that I found out I was pregnant and my parents found out I was pregnant. I think I told you guys about my mom's reaction, that, you know, she was okay with it. She was pretty mad at first, but she was always loving and caring and taking care of me. My dad, on the other hand, oh my gosh, he was pissed off. I got my car taken away. I got my card taken away that I had, and yeah, so I think I left off there. So I don't know if I did mention in episode 1 about 17 and pregnant that my ultrasound, when I was in the hospital and I first found out I was pregnant, they did an ultrasound in me and they wanted to do one like internally, but I was like freaked out and like shocked about everything that happened. I never had one done before. Like, I never even had a freaking pap smear done. So I was like, what are you doing? No, like, and the lady's like, well, you're gonna have to get used to it. I'm like, okay, but right now can't you do it like the normal way? And she was like, yeah. So she did it normally, and like she checked everything out and everything was good. And she then put my son's heartbeat. Oh my god, I was like, I heard my son's heartbeat for the first time. My mom was crying, and me, I was just in shock. I was like, what the heck? Like, I have a heartbeat already? Like, how long is this baby in here? Like, I found out I was 6 weeks pregnant and there was a freaking heartbeat already, and I'm here thinking I wasn't pregnant at all. Took all these freaking pregnancy tests, all negative, and I'm here pregnant 6 weeks with a freaking human inside of me with a heartbeat. Like, it was just crazy and shocked. Like, so many things happened that day. But unfortunately, how it was in the ER, they didn't give me a picture of the baby, you know, the little peanut or anything. I didn't get it at that time. So I had to wait for my next appointments and for my next ultrasound to get pictures. So what happened was, after that, my situation at home with my family, like, you know, apparently it wasn't good. I got kicked out of the house. So I got kicked out of the house, and I have to thank my friend, one of my friends. Oh my god, I love, like, if it wasn't for her, I don't know where I would be or where I would go or anything. So we got an apartment together and we were roommates. So that was the first time ever I ever left my house and I got a roommate. So I was 17, pregnant. By the time I moved out, I was 3 months pregnant already. By the time we found an apartment and moved in, I was 3 months pregnant. I was still working. I don't know if you guys know or if I mentioned that I worked at Taco Bell. At the time, I've been working at Taco Bell since I was 16. So I continued to work at Taco Bell. But my shift changed. I was night shift. I used to close at night. And because like I was a scary cat and stuff, I didn't want to close anymore. So the scheduled shift that I had when I found out pregnant that I was closing, I finished those shifts. And then when I told them that I didn't want to do any more night shifts, I started doing day shifts. So I started to open, and, you know, and yeah, I was doing food, drive-through, everything. I was pretty much working everywhere. I knew everything already. So, but they just didn't let me do, you know, I was never doing delivery, doing heavy lifting or anything, just doing, you know, the regular things. So I kept working. And we had an apartment together. It was really nice, you know. It had a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So the only thing that we were really sharing was just like, you know, the living room, dining room area, and the kitchen. So it was really nice. We were there for I was there living with her. It was like really, really nice. It was so good. I was really happy that I had somewhere to go, because I was afraid that I was going to be able to find a place by myself, or going to be able to afford it. But how I had a roommate, you know, everything, you know, gets split in half, so it wasn't as hard or difficult for me. And no. You know, you guys are asking how about Ariel, the baby father. He wasn't like, not that he wasn't in the picture, he was, and he was there for me, but like everything for him was new, just like everything was new to me. So, and he was young, it was his 21st birthday, you know, not like a lot of people react the same, so don't be judging, and no one judge the way, you know, he decided or we decided to do things. But everybody does things their own way for certain reasons. He didn't live with me, he still stayed living with his parents, and he continued his education. He was going to college and he was at his parents' house, and then eventually he started to dorm once he went into nursing school. So, and once he went to nursing school, he was dorming for like 2 years, or like a year or two, and then, you know, at one point he went back to his parents' house. And then, yeah, but I'm gonna go slowly, I'll talk little by little by the situation. But yeah, but he was always there, you know, for me and for Jaden and for our son and for the Billy. He was there with me for my appointments and stuff like that. So yeah, let's talk about me. This was just about me and my pregnancy. So it was good, and then I went to my appointment. My belly started growing. I went and I started getting ultrasound pictures of my baby growing marvelously, but everything just like stayed the same, you know. Like my dad still didn't talk to me while, you know, during my pregnancy. Little by little, you know, my family members, like, you know, were talking to me, helping me out, being like in a support system. I had 3 little sisters. I have 3 younger sisters. They were really young at that time. I think the youngest one was like 2 years old. She was born, and yeah, she was 2 years old. 2 years old when I found out I was pregnant. So like my mom had a lot in her hands too. So like I am so appreciative of her like helping me and supporting me throughout everything as well. But in this video, what I kind of just wanted to talk about was that, like, what happened after everything. I found out I was pregnant, is that I moved out, I got a roommate, I started going to my appointments, I was still working at Taco Bell. I did get a car, because you guys probably asking like what happened to the car. Well, I don't know if I mentioned, or I'm just gonna remind you guys that my dad took away the car, but he did give me my half of the portion of the money, because I paid one portion, he paid the other. So I took that portion and some other money. I think my mom helped me up a little bit what I needed to get another vehicle. So I did get a little vehicle. I had a Toyota Corolla. I think it was like a 2002, you know, at that time, and I got pregnant in 2011, so it wasn't that old, the car, but yeah, more than 10 years old. But it was something that got me from point A to point B, which is all I needed, you know. And I wanted to mention you guys, when I found out I was pregnant, I found out in June, like right after graduation from high school. I graduated high school, so like my mentality and my mind was like, what am I going to do next? How am I going to go to college? But, you know, should I quit, should I not? But no, I didn't quit at all. I went and started my semester. I was doing my general studies, because at that point I really didn't know what I was going to do or where I was going to go because of my situation. So I said I was going to start my general studies. So I started my general studies. I started going to school. I was taking some science classes, because I did know like I wanted to do something in the medical field, you know. So I did start taking science classes like anatomy and microbiology and stuff. So when I did that, those books are really heavy, and how I was pregnant, I wasn't really able to carry them. So I don't know if you guys know those rolling backpacks. I don't know, I just see them in little kids now, but like I had like a JanSport rolling backpack, and you just saw this little girl like me, because I'm tiny. So they were just like, everyone was staring at me. I'm walking down the hall like rolling this backpack and to go to class, and me with a little belly, like on top of being pregnant, I had people, everybody staring at me, because they were like, yo, this little girl, like, you know, I'm doing what she's doing here. But whatever, I didn't, you know, that didn't faze me. I was like, whatever, I'm not the first and the last person to get pregnant so young, and there's people that get pregnant way younger than me, and etc. But my point is that, you know, it doesn't matter like if people are staring at you and what the heck they think of you, you know. They should, instead of thinking of you and be like, oh my god, look at this pregnant girl, like what is she doing, instead of talking bullshit, they should be talking positive things, like, wow, look at this girl, I'm so proud of her, look at her still going to college while being pregnant, you know. Like, that's what they should be doing, positive vibes, you know, only encouraging people and not pushing them back, because that's just negativity and wrong and, you know, bullying. But whatever. So I did go to college. I continued my education. So that was my first semester, which was the fall semester. So the fall semester was from the end of August until mid-December. So that in January was the mid-January is when you start the fall semester. I mean, summer semester. What the heck am I saying? Spring? Fall semester I started. Now this is spring semester. So for the spring semester, I went online. So the school that I went to was a community college. So in the community college, I got to do online classes. And the reason why I did online classes was because my due date was February 9th. So how my due date was February 9th, I did not want to, how this was my first pregnancy, I didn't know if it was going to be natural. I don't know if it was going to be C-section. So I said the best way to do it is for me to do online class, because if anything goes wrong or if it doesn't, at least I'm home and I can do the classes, and I'm not gonna miss so many classes, you know, that I didn't attend and then either get kicked out or failed, because that would have been worse. So that's what I did for that semester of my course. And for this video too, I'm going to put some pictures of Jaden, of my ultrasound pictures. And one more last topic that I want to talk about before I end this episode is about my gender reveal. Well, at that time, gender reveals didn't exist. Well, it wasn't as high and like it wasn't as popular, I guess, like it is now. You know, let's have a gender reveal party. It was just baby showers. So the gender reveal, like, I didn't really have a reveal, you know. I just went and got notified. Like, I just went with my friend to my appointment of the day of the ultrasound. Ariel had class that day, so he couldn't come with me. So, but he was the first one to know, like, besides my friend, you know. And then I told my mom and everybody else, and like I posted it of what I was having. But yeah, I went in and, you know, I had a feeling, and, you know, Ariel wanted a boy, I wanted a boy, and God blessed me with a boy. It was so exciting, and knowing that, like, you know, a wish came true and something happy and something that we both wanted, actually, you know, from this all coming together. And, you know, I was so happy that, like, we had a boy, because I have 4 sisters. So I feel like a boy would have it was just perfect, because, like, you know, it was my first parents' grandkid, my parents' first grandkid, and Jaden's family too, the first grandkid too, and it was a boy. And I just think it was just so nice that it turned out to be a boy. So I'm just gonna post some pictures of some ultrasounds and, you know, the reveal of the gender right after this, like, you know, to finish this video off. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And see you guys in the next AJ Stories. Bye.